Hello everybody. Without making an attempt at an eloquent joke that's going to bomb anyway, I went on a date with Destiny, where Destiny are the contents of this little box. I hope you're going to be my chaperone, so let's see what's inside. Okie dokie. This is the box, and this is our testing station because this is a derailleur, this is a piece of shifter cable, this is a cable, this is a shifter housing, and what's inside of the box are two pairs of Ultegra 6500 series brifters. And considering that brifters cost a ton of money, I think that I might be lucky with these because supposedly they don't work. However, if you flush them with WD-40, they start, which is indicative of a very popular problem with this particular kind of stuff, where they get gunked up with old grease and stop performing. Now the shifter I have on my road bike came to me precisely in this condition, so when I found these at an affordable price of approximately $50 or 45 euros or 40 quid or thereabouts, I just snatched them up without thinking, and then I thought to myself that I might have blown away some money. But let's see what we're dealing with. Alright, this is the one shifter, this is the other. So this is one pair, alright. And this is the other set. Now let's scour them for the damage. Supposedly, the right ones have issues, while the left ones, the front ones, don't. And as you can see, there's a cap missing here, but that's just cosmetics. These two have missing caps. These two, oh, only this one has the cap. Well, sucks to me. Anyhow, let's see if there's any indicative of damage. No, there isn't. I mean, they are pretty scratched up, and obviously they were used extensively. However, there doesn't seem to be anything out of place anywhere. Nothing seems to be loose, nothing seems to be broken. There are no cracks anywhere, at least where I can see. So, you see, the problem with those shifters is that the mechanism here on just about each of those is almost entirely exposed to elements, and you need to at least once or twice, okay, that's maybe too commonly or too frequently, you need to at least once or once per 2 or 3 years you need to take them off and then flush them with something that gets off the old grease and apply some new grease. So let's try around them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are supposedly 9 speed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this seems to be correct. 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's everything. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. As you can see, there's this weird thing that the blade here is moving along with the smaller one, so it might be indicative of a problem, but we'll see. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all 4 of them, take off the hoods, the rubber thingies, and I'm going to put them in a ultrasonic bath with an isopropyl alcohol that should flush out all the grease. Then I'm going to apply some light oil to the insides and see if that helps. But I am quite optimistic. And if everything helps or everything works, then what I'm going to do is polish those blades so they look better. And I think that's just a sticker. No, that's just plastic that is so cracked from the sun that it's totally melted. I wonder if I can buy those or machine them or something, because that's... we'll see. I gather that these things break out because once you bump into a wall, that's the first thing to go. Anyhow, or maybe they were destroyed by the UV light from the sun. Anyhow, they seem to be just requiring service. And if that's the case, then I am very happy. Is it the 3-speed version or the 2-speed version? I don't know. I don't know whether I'm trimming or just shifting. Okay. And I might be needing some new rubber. Let's see. Not on this one though. Okay, let's put them in the oven and see what cooks up. Alright then, let's start cooking our brifters 2. And we'll see what's going to come out of it. Or we'll see how it's gonna taste. It might need some seasoning after the cooking. However, it's a really easy recipe and you should be able to follow it at home as well. Now we're adding isopropyl alcohol. Am I not leaking anything? No. 4 liters. Okay. Why is it not working? Because it's not turned on. Now cook it for 30 minutes and you're done. Now watch it for me while I'm going to be busy with other things in the workshop. Of course, we're going to be cooking it under a lid. Okay, I think it's safe to say that the theme of this video has become laziness, because, well, let's pretend that I just took the brifters out of the vat of isopropyl alcohol, but I actually didn't, because I haven't been here for at least a week, I think. Anyhow, let's pretend I just took them out of the bath, and let's continue. This is ugly. Let's continue with the, well, repairs. What I'm going to do now is, well, I'm going to put a few droplets of oil inside. This is going to be a silicone oil, because that's what I have here, and we'll see whether that helps. Obviously the bath in the isopropyl alcohol caused the old grease to be completely washed out, so these things don't even operate anymore. But I am continue to be hopeful that what I'm doing right now, stop doing this, what I'm doing right now is going to help. Why is it? Oh, here. It has jumped itself on that little barrel the Shimano shifters have inside. See the problem here? Let's add more lubrication. I mean, obviously this isn't going to perform as new, but I don't expect it to. I expect it to be a backup if something goes wrong. But we'll see. As I said, this is a date with destiny. Go there and lubricate everything. Anyhow, the second brifter. I totally expect the rear ones to be dead and the front ones to be serviceable, but we'll see about that. Oh, and by the way, apparently I have made myself a disservice, because as you can see, the rubber hoods on those things are completely, well, at least these two are completely worn out, and apparently getting rubbers for these brifters is exceedingly difficult, and even our friends from the Far East, even though they offer those rubbers for just about every shifter on the market, aren't offering them for these. So I am devising a workaround, because obviously I won't be riding something so destroyed, assuming I'm going to be riding anything, because obviously these shifters might be completely gone and dead and unusable. Obviously, or maybe not obviously, but this might not work at now, because I'm using this without tension from the derailleur. That's why this derailleur and these bars are here, because what I'm going to do once I'm going to lubricate everything is that I am going to by the way, if you notice that I am pouring the oil in completely random places, that's because I do. There is no obvious opening to the mechanism, so I am trying different places. In the lower end shifters like Sora, the entire mechanism is exposed. Here it is behind covers of multitude kinds. Alright. This one shows promise, or maybe it doesn't. Now, the brifters from Shimano, once they die, they usually die in a very peculiar fashion, is that they seem to work with exceeding force. That's because the entire cam kinda thing inside the ratchet or whatever it is gets loose on the main spindle or axis of the shifter, and the movement doesn't cause it to interact with the parts of the mechanism it's supposed to be interacting. But without tension of the derailleur, we won't know. So the plan now is take these two are the fronts, so I'm going to ignore them for now. Take these two, take the piece of cable here, take this derailleur, mount this to the bar, and well, dry run it and see what happens. Alright, the first one jammed before I even attached the derailleur, so without opening it and see what's inside, I have to, well, declare this one to be dead on arrival. Can I force it out? No. This one's dead. Let's try the other one. Lessons learned. This one is the second one, and it has shown promise to actually being capable of working, but it wasn't returning correctly. So I decided to tinker with it and see what's inside, and now an hour has passed, and I'm afraid that this one is damaged beyond repair, because apart from me damaging the lever, as you can see, I hope, because I'm so manually skilled. Focus, you machine. There you go. See, I damaged the bearing which is inside because I am negatively manually skilled. Anyhow, there's a problem that there's a little spring here which I'm supposed to put in this position and then get the other end into this hole over here. Oh, will you? Or will you not? Oh, there you see there's a hole here. I'm supposed to put the spring in this hole. However, it is kind of out of my manual skills, and I obviously don't have a specialized tool. The worker at Shimano factory has put it together. Anyhow, it didn't work correctly anyway, so we're down 2 shifters. Unfortunately, most of the value in both of them is now lost, because now I have 2 fronts. Fronts are kind of easy to get because most people break the rears before they break the fronts. But we'll see how it goes. Let's try them. Alright, this one appears to be fine. And this one appears to be in a worse condition than the previous one, but I think it's still working. So I now have 2 fairly operational, broken, but otherwise worn out, and all that bad things, Ultegra shifters. Woe is me. Unfortunately, for me at least, I have planned for a little bit more content for this video, because I was totally planning to be a triumphant hero of broken shifters. But since I'm not going to be, it's not going to be as triumphant as I hoped. Come out, you cable. However, I'm going to go with it anyway, because I have all the necessary things. Alright, as I already told you, the hoods for these shifters are kind of difficult to get. So, without being eager to invest in originals from Shimano, because obviously those shifters could be broken, as history has proven they are, I just bought a piece of very thick heat shrink, and I hope I will be able to jerry rig a cover for these shifters out of it. This is the 89mm diameter, and I think it's going to be too big, although it's supposed to shrink to 30mm, so we'll see. And well, let's see if we can jerry rig our own covers. Oh, and obviously, full disclosure, I haven't done this before. It can end in a complete disaster. So, let's do this. Okay, I think I can safely proclaim this to be a complete disaster. Yuck, disgusting. Okay, so we can now scratch the second-hand shifters of suspect origin are winning, and this one, because I don't think I'm going to get what I want here. Yep. Considering I have already recorded the finale for this video, this is a complete disaster, and I think I have to end this now before I humiliate myself more. And there you have it. I thrown the dice, and I am recording this before even opening the box because I'm too lazy to set up the camera for the epilogue. So let's presuppose, I don't know, that everything went fine. So, and there you have it. I have repaired those, so it was quite a good, well, purchase from my side. And I'm quite happily going to use them maybe one day, or maybe I'm going to sell them and recoup the cost. Okay, now the second ending, everything went badly. Oh, there you go, that was a disaster. I hope that I'm never going to, well, experience this kind of an idiocy once again. However, knowing myself, I probably will. Anyhow, should you buy used brifters? I think, judging from this experience, that you shouldn't. Alright, now the third ending, which I think is going to be the one I'm anticipating actually happened. Well, you'll know, I mean, you know already, I don't know yet. Anyhow, I think that when buying used stuff like this one, you always get this risk that something's not going to work correctly, and even, well, let's presuppose they work. Even if those work correctly, I think they have limited lifespan in them, although you can see just how quickly people throw out things they think not working anymore, but just require a little bit of maintenance. So, if I'm going to use them at some point, I'm going to use them at some point, I'm sure of that, then I hope I'm going to get many miles out of them at a fraction of the cost. If not, well, there's always the risk of buying used, because when buying used, I'm not, well, I never presuppose the malfeasance from the guy or girl or alien I bought it from. However, you have to always presuppose that the guy, girl, alien don't really know what they're selling, and even if they think everything is fine, well, they might be simply not qualified enough to judge. Anyhow, considering that this kind of works, I mean, it doesn't yet, I don't know, let's presuppose it did. Considering that those actually work, well, I hope to see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if anything goes unwell from this point of history, I'm going to post a follow-up, I guess.